Hey, how are you guys doing today? I hope amazing. So today we're at Boreas hunting Kerberos. Let me get my settings correct here because it looks like our game capture was off. Boom. That should be fixing things. Um, so Kerberos or uh, Kerberos, I think is how you actually say it. They're a lower level mob you can hunt. Sometimes they pay out well. Had a few globals off of them. In all honesty, I'd like to knock out the codex on them. Thought we had the codex up. Yeah, well, it should be listing. There, now it's listing properly. Hold on one second. I'm gonna get chat up. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Okay, we've got chat up. We've got our weapon. We're ready to hunt Kerberos or whatever it is. We're at Boreas. If you guys don't know where Boreas is, it's right over here. It's one of the places that people come to sweat. Looks like it's far south from the little start area at Camp Icarus, right down. It is a sweat area normally for a lot of people. I'm going out the wrong way. So you see the big cluster of people right there, and the fact that they've thrown a vehicle to block. That's usually a sign. You've got all these individuals sweating away. Hope the best for them in their mission to be the most sweaty sweater. I mean, I know that's not exactly a mission, but you know. Let me make sure I have, yep, we have loot pills. Have a bunch of shrapnel. And I'm going to be using a skill pill. Okay, the weapon I'm using is an LR-35. So we'll be tearing through these guys pretty fast, I hope. Hey, good morning, Snow Ranger. I hope you're having a great day. Get right into killing. We should tear through these guys, to be honest. They have a chunk of life for a low-level mob, but not that bad. And we'll get a lot of muscle oil. Muscle oil doesn't really have a markup, to be honest, you guys. That this substantially makes it worth shooting them for the muscle oil. They do, when they global though, you can get a chunk. And I do use a chunk of muscle oil, so that's kind of nice. Hope you guys are all doing amazing. I got a little bit of sleep today. Pretty happy with that. Because I was wiped out. I think I overextended myself lately with all my in real world stuff and with, you know, the streaming schedule I was trying to keep. It's a reasonable mob. It's on this planet. That's basically the only reason. I'm working through the codex. It's one of the mobs that more people will hunt than most of the other ones. Let's just be honest, the majority of people in this game are hunting in this range and not like, hey, I'm hunting a level 60 or 70 creature. And so, Boreas is a popular location. This is a pretty popular mob, in which the majority of the game range is in this range, not in the other range. Long term, guys, more people look up videos on the location of lower level mobs than high level mobs. Shocking as that is, most people are in the range that they're hunting your basic mobs, not big mobs. And so, plus this is a nice relaxing mob. We know that we're not going to really have to heal. I'll probably get a few globals. I made some guns for this. I do want to let everybody know that because I keep on once in a while having somebody out of the blue hit me up and be like, hey, um, I didn't get this or I didn't get this, in which I keep track of that. Um, Twitch also keeps track of it on who's claimed their stuff, but it only keeps track of it for 30 days. I have changed the claim rules to where you have to pick it up from me in 30 days. I don't really care how fast I'm killing them, honestly, guys. It really doesn't matter to me how fast I'm killing them. Not really. I'm not gonna make any difference in money no matter what planet. And I'm playing the game to play the game. I really don't care about that other stuff. It literally is pointless to me. And so I get that there would be other mobs to shoot on Rocktopia. Rocktopia is a waste of my time to be at. Like, literally a waste of time. And so, compared to the amount I'll sell in the auction house here, what I'm getting hunting mobs means nothing to me. And being on Rocktopia is absolutely not beneficial to me in any capacity, you guys. It's literally out of the way. That's why I changed it where everybody has to pick stuff up. I'm not flying off planet anymore. It literally wastes a ton of my resources, wastes my time, takes an hour both directions to fly places. In real life, outside of this video game, an hour of my time is absolutely super expensive. And literally flying around space, handing out stuff, or doing anything isn't really worth my time. And I'm not concerned with the amount of pen I'll spend hunting some Kerberos. And so that's why. But I do get you guys. If you're trying to really conserve your money playing this game, if that's the goal in your gameplay, then there are tons of really slow places you could burn your pen. I could also get the littlest gun possible. Yeah, no, I get you. But I would be on Rocktopia. So I am not trying to make money hunting a mob in this video game. And while I'm on Rocktopia, I would make about 20 or 30 auction house sales in which my markup on auction house stuff is a lot more. I saw some kind of sneak peek. I didn't really look at it, in all honesty. I did see that they have one, a sneak peek. There's a lot of mobs in this game, guys. And so, but yeah, I do get you guys. But the majority of stuff I make in this game is not hunting a mob. And so, to me, a lot of the, hey, let me go fly over here to hunt the new mob that they've made, isn't really the biggest cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? I would rather just codex, relax, and have a relaxing day. And have my lemon water. And so. Plus, I'd rather play for this game for more fun than worrying about that other stuff. I mean, if it's an amazing mob, that's great. But most of the mobs that they've added are just another mob. And so, Unless it's going to do something special or it has some drop that matters. And they don't make it where you have to put $2,000 worth of money to get said drop. It's just another mob. Like, they want to put something interesting, like some derelict ship instance or some adventure that actually feels like an adventure, then I'm totally willing to go check it out at this point. Now for tree harvesting, Rocktopia is worth going to, but reality-wise, I already have all the blueprints I need for furniture, and extra ones I don't even need. And I've worked up my furniture crafting enough that I'm covered on anything I would want to make at this point. I'm getting a lot of wool. I probably need to go and hunt. I'm trying to remember what it is. Mollusks, I think it is, that drop the buttons for clothing making. Oh, there's 17 pet in shrapnel right there. I made a couple of these guns, by the way, so we're pretty good on weapons. I'll probably burn this one out. I might start burning through the next one. Let's see, did we? Yeah, I used a training pill, just making sure. So I hope you guys are having a pretty smooth day. See, we're getting through this baby right here. Probably have to kill 500 of them. Maybe 5,000. Let's look at what I'm getting. With as much as I was getting in that guy's face, I might as well have been making swords today, obviously. These guys are a super chill mob, though. I'm getting a bunch of extractors. I might use those up later tonight, to be honest. After I'm done with stuff. Kind of confused on if that'll happen or not, but... So any of you guys doing anything big in game? Or in real life? It's more important to be doing something big in real life, you guys, than in game, just for the record. But either way, as long as you're trying to do something big, that's always nice. I'm gonna let those guys come over to me. I like that this is kind of shallow, like a wading pool. Oh, I like the swamp mobs. They're super chill. Because you get to kill the big dude at the end. That's kind of like an adventure. I have a bunch of those swamp pills, by the way. If you're ever on Calypso and you want to hunt the swamp dude, I would do that with you guys, just so you know. I love that swamp stuff. The swamps are really well done. They got poison gas, they've got an adventure ahead of it. I like to hunt a bunch of the mobs on Calypso. Like, it just matters what I'm doing. But there's a lot of robots that are super fun to hunt on Calypso. These guys are pretty good if you're just puking through some stuff and you're wanting to knock out some codex. And they do spiral pretty good. I mean, I've had a reasonable luck with swirlies off of them. This I'm burning through a training gun so that we can get some training stuff. I made another one, so in a second we'll switch over to it. I also made a laser amp, the X60 or whatever it is that I'm using. That's a good little amp on these. Man, I wish they would add fishing to the game and not in an exploitive way. You know, where I could just sit here and instead of sweating, I could sit on the shore, attempt to fish, and the fish would be used for stuff. I like fishing in real life. It's super relaxing. Oh, yeah, that would be nice if they dropped some good high efficiency stuff. I think that's what everybody goes for, is trying to have something that's nice and super high efficient. The thing is, most of those people have been like selling for a very lot of money, which makes it where it's way less efficient. I mean, if you spend $2,000 bonus off of the grabbing a Kleenex real quick over the TT cost, it's going to take you a while to actually get your money worth, or forever, unless you're really, really pumping stuff out. You know what I mean? If you're burning through a totally lot. Yeah. I don't know if they'll be doing that though. But maybe. It would be nice if they did, but how long is the twin thing gonna keep going though? That's kind of what I was wondering. It's like, is twin gonna be keeping forever? Yeah, the jackets are pointless, guys. Honestly. And I feel bad for the people that in the auction house say like bought the jackets for like a high markup right off the bat. You know, because they, I don't know, thought they were gonna be rare or something. But you can get the jackets cheap as crap. They're just dime a dozen at this point, so if somebody wants one. I personally am not that excited about the jackets or the clothing items that they put out for Twin. But I do think some of the guns and weapons are pretty impressive. No, I get you. No, it's not. But they should be customizable so not everybody looks the exact same 100%. It's ridiculous that they didn't make them. Yeah, if it would have been a buffed jacket, it would have been different. Or if they would have put out different types of them so that there was like a crafter type jacket, a runner type jacket, a shooter type jacket, stuff like that, and they were customizable, that would have been pimp. They didn't do that though, and honestly, yeah. The developers aren't really the greatest at putting out things that have a utility to them, to be honest. Or at least a utility that anybody cares about. Like, the one thing that has a utility that's really super cool in this game is usually the rings. Those holiday rings are always super pimped, super rare, and float back and forth between the auction house all the time. They did go for the least amount of effort. That's honestly, though, what I've came to expect at this point from development teams in games, is that they want to have done something, but they don't want to actually put any effort into it. It is what happens. And honestly, that's with the new games that they put out. I'm super unimpressed with almost every game that I've got for the last more than 2 years has been just an utter, oh, well, I'm glad you guys put out a game, at least. But nothing where I'm like, oh man, that was so amazing, and They really outdid themselves on that. I think that they don't really even care to outdo themselves. Some of them try. I think that they try. So I think if the planetary partner people were left to just be able to develop a little bit more without their hands binded, I think they'd be doing a good job, just to be honest. It's literally the game itself is more restricting what could be out of the game than the people that are the planetary partners are not the problem. Just for the record, that's not who I think the issue is with. Most of my issues are with the actual game's core not allowing any for the planetary partners and just the sheer laziness on their part. You know, it is what it is. They've got a good game. It'll probably keep getting better slowly. But most of that will be because of them being forced to get a better game because of the player base or the planetary partners throwing a gripe fit until something changes. But the planetary partners, for the record, they're not the issue. They innovate, they come up with ideas all the time, and then those ideas get batted down, which is honestly, I feel frustrated on their behalf. I've heard of some super good ideas from some of the planetary partners. None of them were allowed to happen, almost, which honestly has got to be very frustrating for them. It's frustrating for me, and I'm not the one that even spent time developing the idea and stuff like that with some kind of hopes to improve the game. But the planetary partners, they're not the issue. The issue really is with the actual core development company and how they want to keep the game instead of allowing it to evolve with better minds than theirs. And I 100% think the planetary partners are better minds than the people that run the core game. That's an opinion. Yes, that's my understanding. That and honestly, a lot of his homies that he played with passed away and stuff like that, and were no longer there. And um, if everybody I knew in this game, or if a large amount of the people I knew in this game were just not around anymore, it would be not the same game for me either. And I'm not sure that I'd be like so excited. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know what all happened with that. But I do think that there were some frustrations with, hey, would you let me do this? And no being the answer too many times. And so, but we'd have to get a hold of him and ask him, hey guy, what happened? And in all honesty, I don't think he's messaging people back on that kind of stuff at this point. Oh yeah, no, Mindart kept saying no to his ideas, and in all honesty, Rocktopia at that time was the most innovative place in the game, which just cracks me up because it actually has a soul to it and a depth to it that made sense. And then they didn't let him just, I don't know. To me, they bite their own selves pretty hard with what they won't allow the planetary partners to do. Instead of figuring out a way to balance the game and embrace more ideas, more development, more everything. Yeah, there's so many small complexities to this game, you guys. So many games have some issue is what I'm finding out. You can still have a great game with issues though. But tying the hands of the planetary partners has not been in their interest, in my opinion. And all this is just an opinion because all of us, everybody has opinions. I like that we all have opinions. I've heard that they've shot down a whole bunch of ideas from Cyrene too, by the way. In which my understanding is Cyrene has had some super great ideas, and they've just been rejected on them multiple times. Or they've had to fight so hard to get what they could get done that it almost is ridiculous. Because the core Mind Arc, they're not innovating worth crap. And so you would think that they would be very much happy that their planetary partners are trying so hard. Because they are trying hard. Yes. Yeah. What was their original that was super innovative has became not so innovative anymore. And in all honesty, there's other games with online economies. A lot of other games. And over the next few years, there will be more and more games like that. And so they should be talking to those planetary partners, their super players and stuff like that. I don't consider myself a super player, you guys. I like the game. I'm gonna switch out guns, but I play within reasonable amounts. There are some people that put mass amounts of money into this game, probably have super profound opinions about what should be happening in the game, and they probably should be listening to. Those people to a point, but those people also, there's an issue with that because you got a whole group of people that are, if you just do what they want done, it affects such a small group of people that it's not even funny. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, most of us are not level 100, and yet there are a whole bunch of super players that really are. You can add stuff for them, and yes, they put in a ton of money into the game, so they're worth listening to. But the thing is, the majority of people in this game literally are lower level. They're under level 45 in a weapon class. And so when you're just listening to the people that are super high level, the majority of stuff you're adding to the game isn't for the majority of your players. You know what I'm saying? That's an issue. It's not an overcomable issue, but it is an issue, you guys. Cyrene's doing a great job. No, no, and I get the higher level people cycle the most. The thing is, this game's game retention is horrible. Most people don't stay in the game. Like, just to be honest, their game retention levels are not really great. And so I get pandering to the high level people, and I get a whole bunch of what they do, so I'm not being like, oh, it makes no sense that they pander to this guy that puts $100,000 in a year. Totally listen to that dude. I'm totally believing that you should listen to that guy because he puts $100,000 in a year. That's not me, and it's not the majority of us. And so if all they're doing is trying to have a game for the people that put that much money in, they're going to have a super hard time with it ever being a popular game. And just going to be honest. I think that the lower level mobs, they could adjust the returns. I think that they could make the crafting system better. I think that they could have more of some adventures to where people would want to go on adventures together because it was designed more like there are some adventures in this game. The amount of, hey, let's put a party together and let's go on this adventure thing for low level people is really not there. And there really should be more things that are oriented towards social play. I mean, I like the fact that they have a lot of mobs and stuff like that, but social play should be a huge component of what they add in the future. Like, let's get some caves, and let's get some caves where, like, you want some kind of adventure. The feel of adventure's not in most of the stuff. It's just hunting or just this. You know what I mean? And so I'd like to see them put something that was some more storyliney things to where there's some kind of sense of depth to the game. Some bigger adventures that make you actually feel like you went on an adventure and you learned some kind of in-game secrets that you wouldn't know unless you did that adventure, unless you read it or was told it by somebody that did the adventure. And so, to me, they definitely could do some more things to give depth to the game. I would like more depth. Hold on, I'm reading this. Oh, I think that's a good idea. The tutorial zone could be bigger for sure. That is for sure. Hey, Alexander Wraith. I hope you guys are all having a great day, to be honest. I'm having a super pimp day at this point. We're about to codex in just a second too. That's gonna be exciting. I don't know why they would have disabled it. What, you know, the stuff that everybody does confuses me. I didn't know they had disabled that mission line. I think that that's a horrible choice on their part. Just for the record, that's not a good choice. It doesn't shock me. Oh. So that's the other thing. They need to clean up all the missions that are broke. Let's do that. That'd be a good idea. If the support team would really actually love to just fix everything. Oh. Well, that's ridiculous. They shouldn't have took that away, you guys. And I don't understand the logic of what happens with some of the stuff, you guys. Honestly, just they shouldn't take anything away, and if something competes with something else, who cares? Like, legitimately, I don't understand why they would care about if something is competing against the Monria squid suit or something else. Like, So what that there's something like that on another planet that's different. Nobody, to get that effect, you shouldn't, everybody in the game has to wear the exact suit or they won't have that benefit. There should be 4 or 5 skins and different options of stuff that's similar. Literally, I shouldn't have to go and be like, oh, well, if I want these benefits, I have to look like everybody else in the game. I don't care for the benefits of most of that stuff. It doesn't really impact my gameplay at all. Just to be honest. But I don't agree with being like, oh, well, we can't have something that's competing with this planet's version of that because of why. That doesn't even make sense to me. No, there's a lot of fun missions, but you get what I'm saying on like, what does it hurt to have different skin versions on different planets that look differently? So that maybe not everybody with the same bonuses looks exactly the same. Maybe I want to look like a lizard man and not a squid person. Maybe I want to look like an avian or something. I mean, I don't personally. Um, the avian or the lizard man. Actually, if it was a super cool lizard man, I might would want to look like that. But let's just be honest, more or less, nah. Oh, yeah, of course. Who knows, right? Who knows how that stuff works? Nobody knows, guys. Some people. But you know what I'm saying? Like maybe you don't feel like looking like an Iliathid. I like Iliathids, by the way. If you guys have ever played D&D 3.5 and got into the Savage Species book, that's the book that you use to play as one of the creatures instead of like a person. Um, I like that stuff. So, an Iliathid, I'm going to tell you, is a vicious killing machine. You don't want to mess with them. I'll tell you the other thing that's pretty powerful, it's actually almost OP, is a succubus, guys. Or succubi. I think it's succubi for boys. You know, Boulder Gate 3 looks like a super fun game. I watch a lot of people play that online. I've considered playing it. I can tell most of the people online never played tabletop because the way they set up their crew tactically and stuff like that is super interesting. Boulders are cool. Boulders are super powerful. Rakasha are super powerful too. So that's another one. The Rakasha head. I would be a Rakasha headed dude. I mean, not in real life. I don't want to be a Rakasha headed dude. That'd be awkward. But you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to check that out. To be honest, guys, I was trying to get through writing our book and stuff like that and recouping myself a little bit on just the amount of energy I've been putting out on all kinds of projects. And then in February, Nightingales, the video game, comes out, in which that's a totally new game. It's an open online world. I did shave my beard. Yeah, I had to shave and stuff like that because I have a whole bunch of obligations and stuff I'm currently working on in which people want me to look businessy. It's okay. I'll grow a beard back eventually, you guys. Especially since YouTube really likes it when I dye my beard. For some reason, you can't beat the amount of money that they'll pay you for dyeing your beard on YouTube. They're like, oh, you did a hair dye video on a beard. It's kind of comical. Let's just say that my hair dye videos for my beard make more money on YouTube than the hundreds and hundreds of video gaming videos I have. Just for the record. And I have 4 hair dye videos. Yeah. Yeah, no, they absolutely out earn the crap out of all this. In fact, in all honesty, guys, the Entropia and stuff like that is my least earning content on um, YouTube. It literally, it earns, but it earns very little comparatively. Like, I play this game because I like the game. If we were doing this for money, I would be better off making some food or dyeing my beard or pretty much everything. I track that stuff so I know. And it kind of shocks me sometimes because I'm like, hey, I have freaking hundreds and hundreds of these videos. You would think that they would be adding up and overpowering the 4 beard dye videos. No. I don't think that they're going to be able to make it interesting compared to the other ones, the other games. There's no storyline to watch. They don't have cutscenes. And the mobs are not dynamic mobs. And the player base is super small, you guys. So, like, out of the games that I could pick to game, this does not have a very big viewer base. I like this game. I play this game because I like it. Oh, yeah, squid jerky. Oh god, that was so freaking gross. And you know what? People like that in some countries. I even gave it to a dude that did think it was good, and he's an American. Like, yeah, no, and it isn't. It's not the kind of game that has a good viewership base. It's a fun game to play. It's a fun game for the people that play it or are insiders on the game. But for like a random person, like clicking through different stuff, um, it's not the one that they're gonna watch. And we don't have. There's a couple of kind of pseudo e-girl type girls that play this, but in all honesty, we don't have. This game doesn't have any of the girls except Bonnie's cutesy and stuff like that, and she gets some viewership. Um, and the other girls are all super nice and stuff, but we don't have any of the people that are like, oh, I'm super personable, I'm super outgoing, I'm super over the top. Um, which literally is what some of the videos, some of the games, they're not watching the game. You know what I mean? And so it just complicated. And that I know that sounds mean, but I don't know who RDI is. Oh, the RDI Labs. I thought you were meaning like an e-girl. I'm like, RDI, I don't know this one. Um, I follow you. But yeah, if they had like maybe 5 Bonnies, some cutscenes, some storylines, and some other stuff, they'd probably grow more. It's really hard to have that stuff going on. Yeah, the RDI thing, yeah, I don't know a lot of people that want to do that. It is a special audience. So is what it is, guys. Here's who your audience is. The community. It's a great community. That's what this game has, is an epic community of players. That's legit what carries it, guys. If it wasn't for the community, and I'm going to tell you what, Entropia really should be given some love at their community. Because if they didn't have such a strong dang community, this game would be probably in trouble. Like, it has one of the best communities you can have as a game. That's what it has going for it. Beyond any other game I play, this is the best community there is. Um, is it always going to be like that? I have no idea. I hope so. I hope to God it stays like that. But if this had a crappy community, I don't know if I would justify even playing it at that point. Yeah, so I like games. The real cash economy doesn't really mean as much to me as it does to some people. So, the real cash economy, there's a real cash economy in the real world. And I can just wake up early in the morning and trade stocks. By 9 o'clock, I could make more money than I'm going to make playing this for the year. Just to be honest. Like, you can just buy some stocks based on what you know for the day at open, and by some time in the day, you're going to be able to sell the stocks, guys. And, like, I have tracking systems, so... Oh, that's why I started playing the game. Because I like money and stuff like that, and it was a sci-fi game with space attributes that had a real cash economy. Yeah, but just gonna be honest, if you're just wanting to do, if you're just wanting to do stuff like that, you know, where you're making some money based on cash, you can just wake up in the morning, buy stock and stuff like that, track the stock throughout the day, flip the stock. Options are better, but and make way more money. Way more money. I could show you guys my system. It's not very complicated, just so you guys know. Maybe we'll do that one day. We'll discuss stocks and what I do to mess with stocks, because that's also a real world cash economy. And stocks are at different prices through the day. Sometimes they move around a pretty considerable amount. And you can kind of tell when a stock is about to... They have like a trackable physical cycle to them. I like that stuff. I could show you guys right now, actually. Let's kill this guy, and then I'll talk to you guys about that. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Some people don't know what I'm talking about with that stuff. So you have to have several things tracked to be able to see what a stock is about to do. It does. I get you. But part of the reason I try to make sure I'm off by a certain time is I'll show you a game. Just show you a game, guys. I'll show you a different real cash economy game. It's called the real cash economy. Now I have friends that use software. They do more money trading than I do. I don't do money trading. Let me lift off. Boom. Pull up this. I don't do money trading. Mute that so we don't have me telling people I don't do money trading. I could do money trading. Okay, so nothing I'm about to tell you is financial advice, even though I'm about to show you stuff that's financial advice-ish, right? That's always exciting. So we could pick any stock, just gonna be honest. Okay. But you guys know how I have options positions on SH, which is a short share stock. Let me click this button. Let me click display capture. Let me click this. Now we're going to go into charts. You're going to notice that my charts are out of control and tracking multiple things. You see how once it gets up into this region, I can literally tell it's about to start coming down. Once it gets down here, there's crossover. The crossover means it's about to go up. Crossover again, it's about to go down. Boom, boom. It didn't get into these areas, so we don't have to worry about it. See this? This is ending up here way too high into our area, but it's not staying in that area. When it exits, it's going to come down, right? Exit, come down, exit, boom. So it's either, so you can track all of this stuff. So I'm tracking all of this usually on multiple stocks. Let's pull this baby up where you guys can see it better. Now, if you guys want to know, this is just this range. Now let's look at the 5-day range so that can give you better. So this is a very modern game. But I think you guys can see how when we end up in this gray range for too long and we get into this convergence right here, boom, all of a sudden we crash down. And yeah, we can go sideways and boom, boom. But right down in this convergence of gray is where we'd make our buy. Anytime it gets up into this convergence, into the crossover, we'd make our sell. Does that make sense? And there's other things I'm looking at. Obviously, I have other charts so that we are able to really know and see how these crossovers, see that's a crossover convergence. This is crossover convergence. All this is doing is tracking like 50-day ranges and stuff like that and a few other things. So I'm tracking all this usually. And this allows me to make a decision on what I think I want to do, right? So if it breaks down under this range, breaks up over it, well, basically there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. I also have velocity charts and stuff like that. Yeah, I get taxed on the profits. Um, it doesn't obliterate my profits. It's part of my profits, in which honestly the amount I can flip and trade, it makes it where it's not that big of a deal. So some of my profits the government gets. Yeah, anybody that's making money, so they take a chunk of my money, but they take a chunk of my money that I make in profit. Okay? So I can sit here and go boom, boom, boom. Now I try to do not day trading because day trading they get all butthurt about differently. I try to do about every other day swing trading. Obviously you can see visually where we're about to breach out and where we're about to go up. So it's not that complicated, and you can take it to a 3-month period in which you can see that this was setting here down for months and months and months. It then broke up into here. This is how I buy my options, guys. Just so you guys know, if I'm purchasing an option position, I usually track it and I know that it is going to be. So my options that I currently hold on HS are at $13. So each one of those is already worth much more than what I bought them at. So the reality is we're at 14 bucks right here, and if we go to a 1 year or something like that, you end up being much higher in the overall value of the markers, like much higher. Let's look here. Yeah, so basically, if you guys are trying to see $16 and something like that back here, I bought back here in this zone. We know that if something bad happens in the economy, this baby will jump. The MACD is the moving average, something, I can't remember. MACD is a moving average, basically. It has some technical name. Oh, I have oversold indicators too. So these are oversold and undersold indicators up there. And so I have MACD going on. I have my moving averages, I think the 20-day and stuff like that. Let me see what all indicators I have on. I have the volume under on balance volume, the 50, the 200, the 20, the STC MTM, the RSI, and the M. Basically, I'm using a huge amount of indicators. Um, but yes, I use MACD for sure. MACD's good, and a lot of people use more. This is what I have going on. And so basically this allows me to know if it's being oversold. If it's already oversold, that's a clue. If it's definitely undersold, that's a clue. If it's significantly under the moving day average, the 50, the 200, and the 20, that's a clue. And so these create convergences and stuff like that. See, there's the 20-day, there's the 50. So when the 20-day is over the 50-day, right? That's a sign. So you see how these all lead into giving you a picture? Now here's the deal. This is not what we only rely on. I rely on the fact that I spent hours and hours and hours watching specific stocks until I started understanding their behavior. That's why I don't trade in every stock, and a lot of the trades I do make are based off of stuff going on directly in the economy, like a jobs report comes out or some other thing that damages it, but we know it's going to go back up within so many days. Does this make sense? So with all of those charts, I don't make a trade without me knowing the behavior of a specific stock. So you got to pick some stocks, pick a couple stocks that have reasonable movement, pick which indicators you think are valuable, and then don't spend any money. Play for free. And you watch that like the biggest stalker that's ever existed, right? And you just study it like obsessively until you know that when this happens, this happens. That still does not guarantee you a win every time. But I can guarantee that you will do better than a dude that does not do that. Hey, Peruch, I hope you're also having a great day. But basically, you have to know the specific company itself. You need to know what major reporting days they have. Oh, so because they have that whole thing where they have a pretty significant transaction on it, I I I don't know, guys. I'd have to look at which one's paying out the best. So you have to approach planetary stocks like you're a dividend investor. And I don't like actually investing in much except like high dividend stuff. So I'd have to actually know what they're paying out for what you're putting in. Just to be honest, I'd have to ask Deepwater. Deepwater, he makes money off of that. He likes investing in this game, and he's much more of a dividend investor than I am, and much more competent in dividend investment than I am. So when he tells me a good dividend stock, that's when I buy. Just oh, when the new shares come out for the planetary or for the game itself. So when they go to the market, I'm likely not to buy shares in this game until they take a hit. Because I think that they'll be overhyped. But that's just me. Like, I think people are naughty when shares IPO. So, the day Ferrari came out, it was called Race. I bought way early and I sold that day. And then it went way down. Because upon IPO, it was reasonably cheap. But then because of the hype over it, it went boom. And honestly, I knew that people were not buying it for the right reasons. You know what I mean? They weren't buying it because it had that value. They were buying it because it was Ferrari. And so when it comes out, maybe I will buy some and sell it that same day based on hype stuff. But I don't like investing in stuff I don't know. Like at all. Like I'm not I don't just do random stuff at all with money. Because when I have in the past, it's burned me. And I like making money, not spending it. Um, unless I know something, I don't do that. And I'm not talking insider trading, but like if it's known that there's a short squeeze on some, or if it's obvious that there's that money is against a stock, then I'll invest based on what smart money says. But I'm not I don't blind invest at all. And in all honesty, I consider most of the stocks in this game not a super high return type thing. In fact, they're super low return, you guys. You guys could make higher returns buying a REIT or something like that. That's what I would do. Oh, see, we did okay. I'm kind of hoping that there's some damage to the economy, though, soon. So stuff can be cheap, and I can reposition. So I've sold most of my stuff, and I have contra positions against the economy right now, which is what SH is. SH is actually a short against the actual, like, well, against a whole bunch of stuff. But it's like a controlled short. It's different than normal shorting. So I don't like just taking short positions most of the time. I will. I'll do that. I did that on some announcements against some Canadian trade companies. Like the one Canadian train company, which guys I don't know train companies well enough. So I was very risky at this, right? So the train companies announce all their stuff. And at one point, I was pretty sure they hadn't done well, and I based that based off FedEx's earnings report came out earlier, and FedEx had said, hey, shipping was down. So then I said to myself, oh, well, if shipping's down, that probably means shipping is down across the board. So I crossed my fingers, and I took a short position against the Canadian, like, I can't remember which company it was, C something, but I think it was Canadian Pacific or something like that. But basically, I took a position against them because earnings reports of a industry that's similar. You know what I'm saying? So like, if there's a company that releases its earnings report months before or a month before another company, right? And it says, hey, look, across the industry, earnings are down this much, and we didn't do well. I can guess that the other company that's going to release its earnings in a month probably also didn't do well because they're in the same industry, and the one company just told me, hey, industry earnings are down. Boom! We just globaled. So sometimes I'll play an industry play based on an indicator that somebody else is giving me, which is not inside information, obviously, right? So it's all legal. So that's another trick, you guys, in the real world cash economy of the real world, is you just need to know who puts out their report before and whose report is usually the same kind of stuff as the other guy's report. Does that make sense? That's a super handy way to do things, by the way. Do you know? I'll tell you another one in a second. So yeah, basically, if you know that company A and company B are in the same industry, they have the same climate, and one reports 2 weeks before the other, you know for a fact that they basically report similar, and then one goes and says, hey, look, across the board our industry is up 10%, or across the board our industry is down 10%. You don't buy that stock. You buy the one that is going to report, or you take a position based on the one that will report next. And so knowing a lead indicator or two is never going to hurt you. You know what I mean? And that's an easy one that everybody can do. And then the other thing I like to do is around elections, right? There's a whole bunch of energy companies, transfer partnerships, and there's an ETF that's an energy industry ETF, right? So you never know what way an election is going to go, but elections in America have direct consequences to the energy industry, right? So if you really thought that maybe pro-energy people are about to be in office, having an option position on energy is a great position. Just going to say. And if you're dang sure that an organization or a group that's anti-energy is about to get into office, having a short against said energy industry might also be a reasonable option. And so I'll play an election cycle too. I'm a big fan of that. That's why my current options on SH, they're out past the next election. I'll probably sell it and buy it again like 3 or 4 times before that election, but by the election, I'll definitely have it in hand again. Like, period. Because elections have consequences on the market, guys. And if you know what those consequences are, up or down, that's a reasonable play. That's not you having insider trading. That's not you anything. The other one, when the Democrats were going to get into office, and I sold it real quick too. So I bought Sun Energy right before the Democrats took position, right? And not because Sun Energy is this amazing, amazing company. They're an okay company, so I'm not talking crap about them. But they're a green energy company. But reality-wise, I bought their stock because they're super good about lobbying. So I knew that when the Democrats took office, Sun Energy's lobbyists were going to make it where they made money. I know. Oh, yeah. Yes. So I'm not going to repeat that because I don't want to get in trouble for the politicalness of that statement. Yes. That's called the corruption path index, is what you know which political people are super corrupt, and there are websites that track their investments. And if you just follow the corrupt political people's investments, no crap, you will make money, guys. Like, corrupt politicians, they make money. And honestly, they should get in trouble over what they do. I don't agree with them being able to be so corrupt, but legitimately, yes. I'm willing to look at the website that says, or if I hear that somebody just bought a bunch of AMD, specifically who you're talking about even, um, which they didn't just recently, but they had, I'm kind of not going to be confused that they make a bunch of money on it. And I'm not going to pretend that all these politicians making these genius business moves, yeah, they have insider information. They literally sit on the board and make legal laws that pertain and affect these companies. And so, in my opinion, you'd be silly not to kind of do that. I don't condone it, and I actually think the political officials that sit on any oversight committee or pass laws should be fully banned from investing, and in all honesty, their relatives should not be allowed to just, like, that's super scuzzy that happens, guys. And I'm going to just be honest about that. I don't agree with political people being able to invest the way they do. Across the board, I think it's not okay. Reality-wise, though, um, if I find out a political person that sits on the oversight committee for some kind of crap just bought some odd 100 shares of Raytheon or something like that, I'm going to assume they're about to award a contract to Raytheon. Does that make sense? That's why it doesn't shock me. Ever. Nothing shocks me, guys. Like, our industrial complexes in America own our politicians. The politicians in America and in most countries do not work for the people. They work for the interests that get them into office. And we can pretend voters get you into office, but they don't. Who gets you into office is special interest groups, media conglomerates, and other stuff. That's probably considered political speech. We'll just deal with that. Sometimes they demonetize some of my videos. I'm just gonna or restrict the monetization of it because little silly things. Little silly things. They don't like to hear it. You know what I'm saying? But reality wise, if you sit on an oversight committee and pass laws that control or affect the profitability of a company, you should not be allowed to invest. But they do. Yeah, I would never run for politics, just to be honest, guys. I think that political people are naughty, and honestly, I would just like to get rich enough to be able to not have to deal with them because I could just pay a lobbying firm like everybody else does. I don't want to have to be around those kind of people. I think that they're super two-faced and fake on both parties. And I like people I can trust, and I don't feel any of those people are like that. I think that politics is I think politics is worse than prostitution. Just for the record, I vote, I follow politics, but I think the least ethical people that you can find are the politicians. Like I would trust a heroin addict before I would trust a politician at this point. Oh, look at this. There's ripper snappers in here, you guys. I didn't even know about that. I'm going to have to go and get my ripper snapper. They're trying to get me. I'm just trying to see what's over here. Underwater glowing rocks. I like that. Um, they shouldn't be able to get rich being politicians. So can I tell you really what I think? And this is what I always do. So I'm going to let you know my opinion on political stuff is that every politician should have to live in the poorest area or the poorest district in their represented area. I absolutely think that at least 50% of their time they should have to live where the worst neighborhoods that they are in charge of and the worst areas, because I'm going to tell you, if a politician had to freaking go and live in the place that was doing the worst in their represented area, they would definitely put more efforts into improving those areas. And I mean like live there. I mean in the apartment building, not in the governor's mansion, not in the mayor's house. I mean, you go live in an apartment in the hood in public housing, and I'll bet you it would improve. And I'm not a huge socialist or anything like that. In fact, I'm not a socialist at all. I'm a capitalist. But the thing is, politicians are public frickin' servants, and they legitimately live in mansions, get rich off of public service, and they spend no contact with the people that are the most needy of the politicians. A lot of the people that are wealthier off already have reasonable access to getting stuff into effect. Oh, I agree. They've got out of control 1,000,000%. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, by the way. I super do appreciate that. But no, I don't think that every politician needs to live in the nicest community in their area. The majority of the people in their area don't live in that nice neighborhood that they live in. So they're literally never interacting with the people that actually have no access to them. And so to me, I think that there should be rules that look, for one, you shouldn't be able to just get rich as a public servant. It should be public service. And for two, you should have to spend some of your time with the people that are the most disenfranchised of your people. And that's just so you can understand what the crap they need. Like, how are you supposed to be like, oh, I understand these people. I get what they need. I'm trying to improve their life. Can you imagine how fast Compton would change if the governor of California had to live in Compton for 6 months of the year? There'd be police rolling in there. I'm going to tell you, they would figure out how to make it a better place real quick because the governor has to live there. Career senators are a problem, for sure. The other problem is guys that'll serve in a government capacity, and then as soon as they're done serving, they automatically exit out and they go and sit on the board of a corporation that then uses their inside connections to advantage that corporation against everybody else. That happens all the time, by the way. People working government positions just to then later go into the private sector using their government connections to basically get away with all kinds of crap. That's just as common. I'm not for that either. I think that once you actually serve certain positions, you should probably retire out or go do something else to where your little connections don't impact anybody. But the amount of corruption in the governments as a whole is disgusting. And it is what it is. I mean, I personally think that we need some kind of new system of rules restricting all that crap because there is no reason for it, you guys. It doesn't benefit the normal guy. And at the end of the day, all the rich people, and I'm not against rich people, I'm for people getting rich. But if the government only serves those who are the wealthiest, that's not the majority of people. It's just not. You know what I mean? I'm for people getting as wealthy as they want to get, but I'm for them doing it ethically, and I'm for a more fair system where people aren't using their corruption to get rich. In fact, that's the problem with our system right now is everybody sees that the best way to get rich is just to be corrupt. That's not good. That's not the sign of a good economy. You know the whole I think it was Socrates or Aristotle that said that a nation is known to be good because an old man will plant a tree that he'll never get the benefit from. You know what I'm saying? We're the opposite. We have old dudes taking from the future things they never actually earned. They're robbing constantly from future generations. Like, that's the opposite hallmark of a good society. And I don't remember if it's Socrates or Aristotle or, it's one of those guys. Maybe it's Plato. I don't know. I read too much stuff. I like philosophers. None of them were confused about a good society is not made by people robbing from the future for their own wealth, though. None of them. So it could be on any of them, to be honest, because I think all of the great philosophers understood some kind of, hey, this is how we know a society is good and virtuous, in which our current societies, they don't have the hallmark of a virtuous and good society anymore. Like, we're not attempting to sacrifice for the day to make the next generation have a better world. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to tell everybody you need to all go out there and sacrifice, blah, blah, blah. I'm saying that if you want to look for the hallmark of a great and good society, it isn't worried about as much what it will get out of today as what it could give to tomorrow. And so we don't have that. Where is the 17th level curb? I didn't know about it. No, I haven't killed it. But I would go kill it. Do you have a location on this 17th level Kerbibo? Or Ker Kerberos? Not even sure how to say it. Let's just call it Curb. I like that. I'll kill the 17th level Curb. If somebody gives me a location on it, boom, I'm on that. Oh, it is Kerbibo? I always think I'm saying it wrong when I say that. I'm glad you told me that. Thank God. I always worry I'm saying it wrong anyway, but that's my rant about corrupt political people. That's why I would never be a politician, you guys. I would get thrown out of politics because I don't like corruption. Plus, I want to actually just do things in life, not sit there doing what they do. I did, while I was in college, in business school and stuff like that, I did get an associate's in social science focusing on history and politics. Gonna let you know. That was interesting. Those people all went into politics. I can tell you, most of the people I wouldn't have trusted. They're all political advisors now and stuff. Some of them were super nice and personable. The rest of them became lawyers. In which I don't even have a problem against lawyers. Some lawyers are amazing. Some lawyers are horrible people. That's one of those situations. Man, we're flying through this. I'm at 70% again. Oh, south of Nautis? I like that area, but that's the area I go in, or is it Boreas? Oh, let's look. One of the areas I go and I hunt robots. Boreas. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's go check this out. In theory, I have a waypoint somewhere. Move this over here. I'm on my way there. Okay, I'm gonna throw out my little thing. Oh, I do have a waypoint. That's a nice sign. I don't even know where I am right now. Oh, we weren't even that far. Watch this, watch this, watch this. This isn't a PvP area, so this is more just an effect. I would have mass casualty right there, guys. Oh, a level 40 is probably not happening, but... Oh, that guy looks pimp! Look at this, bareheaded with wings and I like that. Yeah, and they're friendly. Let's tell them their stuff's pimp. Hold on. I don't know this guy technically. Private chat. Right? Don't you guys feel that that's a cool look? I think so. Okay. Okay, we're going here. I don't have a spot there. What the crap? Okay. Boom. I'm on my way. I like that guy's head and his wings. And the whole thing looked good together, actually. Okay, so now we're going to pull this out. Oh, we're 5,000 meters? Holy crap. That's a drive. Let's go. Get this all lined up here. Okay, we'll be there. Probably should have got my quad wing out. I don't think the quad wing's actually faster on planet. I think it's faster in space by a chunk, but when I'm flying around in my quad wing, it doesn't make me feel I'm going faster. Maybe I am, though. I didn't know about the 17th level ones. Are they only over here, by the way? I always like it when there's stuff like that. Have a whole bunch of messages. I'm not answering, I'm just trying to see if any of them are actually important or if it was just a lot of people are messaging me. It looks like just a lot of people are messaging me. Is this a PvP area? Can I zip zap something? I like zip zapping something. It's okay, it doesn't have to be PvP. Honestly, sometimes people get very upset when I kill them, so I try not to kill as many people. I used to think it wasn't a big deal, but then somebody messaged me and they were very, very hurt feeling that I had killed them. I didn't realize that it was personal. Um, and so now I'm mixed bag about killing people, obviously. Because I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings in the game. Now, like, honestly, there's enough stuff in life that pokes people that... Oh, this is going to be our guy. Boom. That's that dude that we just told he had a cool look. It is a super cool look, though, huh? I thought it was. Oh, are there like sharks in this water? This looks like pretty water. Would you guys not like to live on like an island area like this? Except I'd be afraid of a tsunami. I think I want to visit an area like this. But tsunamis, honestly, they scare me a little bit. I know that there's no tsunamis in this game, but holy crap. Oh, can you imagine if there was low tide and high tide in this game, though, and the geography changed depending on the type of day? That'd be crazy. That's probably a good mining area. It doesn't look like anybody's over here. And there's no fish. Oh, there's a fish. That's a razor tooth 23rd level, guys. Look at those cliffs, though. Holy crap. I would not want to jump off the top of that. I kind of want to know if I could survive it. Yeah, I've never been over here. I don't know. I've literally not been to this place at all. This is kind of interesting. Got your little road. Okay. Oh, but there's a 17th level dude right there. Holy, that was fast. Okay, we're gonna fireball this guy. Now he's in trouble. Yeah, I'll check this place out in a second. I'm fireballing this guy to death. I'll heal myself real quick. Boom. Boom. Yeah, I like this. This guy's gonna get us the codex fast. He's in trouble though. Okay, what are you? Whoa, that's a 40th level? That I did on accident, guys. Oh, he has me. Yeah, no. We'll poof somewhere. I didn't realize he was 40th level when I threw my fireball. That's cool as crap though. That I'd need a healer on. Somebody that was keeping me alive while I was doing it. But the fact that there is a 40th level one makes me a little bit happy. Hold on one second. I want to throw this stuff in here. That's a reasonable amount of that. Okay, now we'll go back. Can you keep a personal... Oh, I love these guys too. Hold on. So they have a lot of... Oh, I should have healed first. Guys. Gotta heal. You can't just run out. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna even go after him right now. I'm not trying to hunt big guys anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna hunt a 40th level guy right this second anyway. At this point, I'm just gonna move back to that position and... Is this farmable wood? Please tell me this is farmable wood. See, this is the other thing. WTF, why are they so worried about having the right amount of farmable wood? You know what I mean? Let's get this real quick. Then I'm going to run back over to that spot. Because I didn't even have this location. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't know it. Okay. Yeah, we're about to wrap up, so I'm not attempting to hunt the 40th level guy today. I didn't even realize there was a 40th level one. But most of those, I feel I just waste a bunch of money on. Woo. I'm gonna piss him off. Whoa. I don't know what happened there. That was a wild. Okay, back to the 17th level guy. Let's check him out with a gun. This is going to be a little bit tighter. Yeah, that 40th level dude, he hits hard. I would probably want to grab my Perseus armor and stuff like that. Then I can just beat the tar out of him. Or just put on plates specific to him. Which is what I do sometimes. Let's look. 7, 7. This is going to be an easy way to finish off this codex though, you guys. Yeah, I didn't know about this place. Interesting. Oh, it was ridiculous. I don't even remember how much I paid. I bought one set a long time ago, and I only use it when we're doing something like extreme. Because in all honesty, Perseus armor is not cheap. Like 250 ped per piece or some crap like that. And so it lasted me though going gangbusters for over a year. And then as it started wearing out, I stopped using it as much. Because I was like, man, I would rather just have this for if I'm doing something special. But Perseus armor and plates, you can pretty much, I mean, it's ridiculous. You feel pretty godly in Perseus armor, just so you guys know. Like, it is. Let's hope he gets a global. Hold on, I want to see this. Are you going to global on this guy? Come on. Well, I was wanting you to global. It could have happened. What are you hunting with? Equifax, what are you using weapon-wise? Yeah, the ranger armor is super handy. Because you can hunt almost all the normal mobs. Which, honestly, if you can hunt most things, that's all you need to be able to hunt, is most things. I'm kind of watching the time because it's almost 3. Then I have to start getting around. Perseus is really cool. It's super effective armor. And it lasts a huge amount of time. And so I thought it was a great deal. I used it just for like fancy things. Hunting anything that was giant as crap. You can hunt way over your level in Perseus armor. It's just such tanky armor. It's absolutely, and it looks cool. That's the other thing. It looks cool and it's super powerful. And so I like it. I thought it was a really good deal, actually. There's not that many of those 40th level dudes in here. But once I was like, you know what? I'm not trying to hunt a giant mob every day. I put it on, I think it's stored on Planet Cyrene, to be honest. And I left it there. Along with my, what is it called? The one that they give you to finish up your thing. I have 2 sets of armor setting on Cyrene. Maybe 3. Ooh, there's a stalker over here, bro. Equifax, there's another oh, you found another stalker. Never mind. You're over there. Stalker killing. But yeah, it was a super good deal. I never realized how much armor can impact what you can hunt. I mean, like, I knew it does, but you know, like, when you buy it and you all of a sudden are able to just hunt way over your level, it's kind of shocking. It's like, oh man, I'm freaking a beast with this stuff on. Which was nice to be a beast for a little bit, you know. It allowed me to actually get a whole bunch of content that I wouldn't have been able to get without it. And so, but it was super, super costly, just for the record. And that's why I don't just roll around in Perseus armor all the time. Because it's great to have, but mostly what I hunt is not big enough to justify it. But you can do, like, way higher level stuff in Perseus armor. And if you have massive plates on and stuff like that, you can pretty much just go around hunting whatever you want with it. That aligns damage wise. And so, you gotta still align it damage wise, you know. But it has pretty high stats. I'll bet there's a Perseus set. It's literally 5 minutes till 3 anyway. So I'll find one in the auction. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Super expensive, super worth it. The next set I was wanting to get though, you guys, is crazy, but I'm wanting a Firewall 3 set. Or if I wanted to dump a ton of money into this game, there's a different set that I would get, like the Adjusted Necromancer or some crap like that. I can't remember what it's called, but it's very fancy too. Okay, so let me get a ship. I really like this area. You guys feel this is a fancy beach? This is probably where I'm gonna do my... Ooh, I hit something. That's why they don't like you driving while distracted, you guys. You'll just crash into stuff. This is super fancy. I kind of want to drive this road and see where it goes. Oh, yeah, unlimited Perseus would be crazy insane. Yeah, I bought limited, but like, I'll bet unlimited goes for a good amount of money. Like that would be off the chart to have a full set of unlimited Perseus. Never been to this auction house, so let's look. Boom, boom. Yeah, here's Perseus armor right here. So this went down in price. I spent probably 160% on it. Oh, so yeah, see how it's like hundreds of ped per each piece? So look at this harness though, guys. 24 acid, 27 burn, 40 cut, 13 electric, 50 impact, 18 penetration, and 43 stab. And so like it is beast as crap. If you have this and you have good plates, you're good, good. And obviously there's a bunch of it in here, like a whole bunch. You can get it reasonable, I guess. There's some people selling it at 139% and stuff like that. That's not bad. But a full set costs you like, oh, yeah, it's expensive. Is there a unlimited Perseus? Oh, there is. No, no, not right now. There's not. Looking. Yeah, I'm not getting an unlimited set. Let's just be honest about that, guys. But I do think that overall Perseus armor is just like you feel beast as heck. Like it is the armor that you want to have if you're just like, I want to feel like an absolute beast. You can just run around dominating all kinds of crap. In which I like to feel like I could dominate all kinds of crap. We can dominate a lot with what we have on. Let me see what our repair cost is. I'll bet it's not even that bad. Boom, it's not that bad. But it's ridiculous. It's absolutely some powerful, powerful armor. Real quick, guys, is there anybody you guys would like me to raid over to that's playing Entropia Universe, or just because you guys like them as an overall streamer? And I'm okay with whatever. I just like to mostly support people that play Entropia because the community has been very supportive to me. And we have some options. Fargo TV, I'll see what he's doing. He's a nice guy. We have Fargo. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with Fargo then. He's a nice guy. He's a really good crafter, you guys, just so you know. I'm gonna start our raid over. It's gonna take 10 seconds. But besides that, thank you guys for hanging out. I really hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I'm going to be on tomorrow morning. We're going to be working forward in our sci-fi books some more. Super excited about that. I haven't worked on it since the last time, but I'll work on it a little tonight after I get done with. I got to go to business meetings. Nobody likes doing those, but they happen. Peace. You guys have a great one.